short break. I think the people are coming, so we can start. Okay. Okay. So let me start off with a very simple question. When was the last time you shopped and you thought you are shopping digitally or physically? Probably never, right? Because customers don't think channel. They think just to shop. Okay? So similarly, think of a situation where you have chosen a product on social media, you sort of selected it, you compare the prices, you check the availability, visited the store, pick the product and gain some loyalty. Or imagine a situation where you are getting late for the meeting and you want a cup of coffee. You just order it online and app remembers your usual preference. You visit the cafe, scan the QR code, skip the entire queue and your hot drinking coffee is ready for you. And by the evening, you gain some loyalty points and some personalized offer as well. So what you just did was you experienced a connected journey. And this is the shift that is fundamentally shaping the businesses today. Over the next 25 minutes, I would like to cover why this shift is imperative now, what it means for businesses and the customers, and how AI-led transformations are sort of revamping these kind of next-gen experiences. So Phygital is no longer a retail innovation anymore or a technology trend. It has become the new operating model. So it's on CXOs to either adopt it or lag behind, right? So some of the stats that shows the customer behavior. So customers have gone far ahead, right? Almost 65% of the customers now prefer to shop digitally, like combining both the channels. And 87% of the customers, while in store, browse online and check the prices, right? And almost 60%, more than 60% of the customers are shopping online. So these are some of the basic stats we all know. But the key point is the customers have moved ahead, have the businesses moved ahead, have they adopted what is needed to make the experiences of the customers connected and phygital. So before getting there, let's try to understand what exactly is phygital, right? So we all have heard about omnichannel, right? So omnichannel and how, basically let's try to understand how phygital is different from omnichannel. So omnichannel provides you with different channels, right? It provides you with different options of channels, each channel outcompeting each other and also trying to, for maximization of return on ad spend, trying to provide the best experience. What Phygital means is it's fusion of all the channels to provide that one connected journey. You have your inventory connected in the backend, you have your pricing connected in the backend, you have your identity of the customer connected in the backend, so that the context remains consistent across all the channels. So that is what is Phygital, and it's extremely critical for the executives to internalize particularly this definition. Right now, say for example, few experiences, right? Say you have started a form at home for a branch. Then once you visit the branch, you don't have to restart the form again. You had filled in half, you restart from there. Or you have, as a patient, you have filled in a form, you don't have to refill once you go to the hospital, right? You just go to the kiosk, scan and visit the doctor, right? Or similarly, you just scan a QR code in the store and you get loyalty points. So that is what is the connected journey, where the journey is extremely seamless. The customer, so that divide in customer's mind is already gone, that they are shopping or they are experiencing physical or digital, right? Now it's on businesses to catch up. Now how this sort of this kind of engagement translates to the business outcomes, right? So such experiences has sort of led to almost 70% of additional lead conversion, almost 60% of cross-sell and upsell enhancement, and also up to 15% of higher customer lifetime value. Also, how the value has compounded, right? It has led to fewer returns because you try on, say virtually or physically, you have these try-ons. And you are doubly sure of what you are purchasing. That way, it's a benefit for businesses as well when you have lower returns, extremely richer data, which is most critical again, and deeper loyalty. The market signals are important as well. So this market is going to grow up to 40 billion by 2023 at a CAGR of 18.5%. So retail is one of the industry leaders, right? So they are leading across all the industries in terms of adoption of Phygital. You will see some very interesting use cases later point of time. So 70% of the retailers are already integrating Phygital technologies. Almost 90% of retail use in some way or the other embedding AI, right? So that is something that has become real, along with definitely contact center and retailer. Now, how do you sort of realize these experiences? So there are 6 core pillars here, starting from AR/VR to smart mirrors, AI personalization devices, IoT smart stores, then you have mobile as a bridge, which acts as a bridge between your store and online. You have frictionless checkout and you have unified commerce and CDP. So out of all these, the most glamorous one is your AR/VR smart mirror, which provides you the experience. But the most critical one is your unified commerce and CDP. If that is not correct, everything else fails. So that foundation layer has to be robust to enable everything else, right? Now this is the high-level tech stack. You have to, as I said, the data foundation layer in terms of customer identity. Across all the channels, the customer identity should be consistent. The customer data platform. So the enterprises should invest in a robust customer data platform where there is a single identity. They identify the customer consistently across all the channels. Then a unified commerce platform, right? Starting from inventory pricing, and on top of it, the experience layer. And yes, privacy and trust is definitely the core part. But it's by design, it has to be a part of it. So this is no longer theoretical or conceptual anymore. Lot of retailers have already gone into the journey of Phygital. Starting from Nike, where in LA they have vendors stores where the assortment is curated based on customers' online behavior who locally stay there. So extremely relevant customer experience. Then you have Amazon Go. Then you have Ulta Beauty try-ons, Zara RFID checkouts, Dior, Nordstrom, so on and so forth. So it's no longer theoretical, and retail across all the categories, starting from footwear to beauty to grocery, everyone is moving towards that to make the experience more and more relevant and seamless. Again, as I said, these are some of the technologies, but technology is just an enabler. Enterprises should focus on what journey they want to enable for the customer and what experience they would want to provide their customers to make it the best. Then comes these layers. Again, CRM and CDP layer from Salesforce, that is the most critical. Unified payment. So these are again composable architecture. Each one of it is important, and this has to be infused together to make the experience, to enable the experience. So what the customers expect, they want to be known everywhere, anywhere they go with a single identity. The objects should remain consistent across. Everywhere, basically the reality on the inventory, on the stock availability should be true. Then they should be able to seamlessly navigate between online and offline experiences. Now let's make this journey real through a retail experience, right? So you visit a store. Before even visiting a store, you sort of browse your app, you select some product, add them to your wish list to save them in your wish list. Then you visit the store, scan the loyalty card. The store already have recognized what are your preferences. They make your fitting more personalized. You go, try on, buy the products, and get some reality point. So basically, the idea here is basically your buying journey has the time to buy or the time to value has reduced. That is one. And second, the customer has already mentioned what are their preferences. So they don't have to reiterate once they go to the store, right? That signal has to be captured and experience has to be realized. So that's the entire journey, and this is something that we are moving towards. So definitely always the connected retail deals, right? Similar journey can be also experienced in the healthcare sector as well, where you just fill in the form and you get a QR code. You don't have to go and stand in queue. You just in the kiosk, you just scan the QR code. Doctor is ready to meet with you, and after the consultation, you have a follow-up session schedule. So that follow-up session schedule, you don't have to go back and schedule it again. And all the notes and everything is already registered and stored, right? So that is, then this is again another, connected journey that we can think of in the pharma or the healthcare sector. Then third is, this can be also replicated to government sector, where you upload all of the documents, where you basically for your license renewing, where it takes 30 to 40 days time, the timeline is drastically reduced, where you upload all the documents, verification happens to the backend, you go, you just scan it, 3 processes, you just basically, the office is verified, your identity, and just get whatever the required licenses, without any paperwork, right? Now, which all regions are adopting this? So basically, that the mobile first adopters are moving towards Phygital. India being in the spotlight with 2 trillion market size, and almost 71% of the Indian retailers plan to adopt these technologies, right? And again, like other leading regions are North America, Europe, so on and so forth. So wherever there is a mobile adoption, this is going to become imperative. However, there are definitely some key challenges there, right? Like you have legacy system and data silos, high costs, there is unclear ROI, no contribution to such experiences, right? Then data privacy and regulation, sufficient talent is not there to sort of enable these kind of experiences, right? And then you have data totally fragmented. I think that is the most critical one. And how do you sort of mitigate this? Just quickly start with one pilot. Adopt a composable architecture. Privacy and trust is the core of it. That is something that has to be adopted, and it has to be by design embedded in all kind of experiences. Then the staff needs to be upskilled as well, and so you need to come up with that one journey that is sustainable for your clients. Now. This is again go to with action, like how do you enable it, right? So you have to start off by mapping the journey first, then unifying the data pilot. Start off with that one pilot that you want to enable, empower the people and lead with trust and privacy. So this is something that's extremely critical. You have to keep in mind journey is most critical, not data. First you think of the journey or experience that you want to enable for your clients. Then you go to the data layer, have that unified data layer in place. Then you come up with that pilot, execute that pilot and scale it up from there. Again, like we'll see eventually agentic commerce gaining traction. Then we have smart glasses and wearables as experiences, digital twins and 3D and human level and human service robots, right? So all these are going to definitely enable, like the adoption is going to get higher and higher in the future. It's on businesses, how do they sort of make sure that they sort of be the part of that race and lead the race. Now again, like what is the next action, basically that one action that has to be taken to realize this journey. So one is sort of coming up with what is that experience or what is that journey you want to realize for your customers, where you think the ROI will be maximum, you will have a better customer retention, better customer lifetime value. Then you create that unified layer, combine your pricing, your inventory, your customer identity, create that unified layer, and select that one, again as I said, that one high-impact customer journey and enable it. Yeah. So yes, as you see, Phygital is in the future. Retail has already adopted. It's on other industries to adopt it and get into the race. That's what I have. I still have a couple of more minutes. I can take some questions, or I have some questions for you. Yeah. Do we have any questions here? Yes, please. Right. 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 Absolutely. Or even better, as I said, you add that product to your cart. The store knows what you want. That is in your trial, say, for appearance, right? Or the store already has kept that aside for you to, you just scan your loyalty card through which the store recognizes you, and you get your product. Why you have to navigate? That's again additional effort for you. So that kind of seamless experience is something that we are moving towards. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, so since I don't see any further questions, so question for me is like, how many of us have adopted? So, where all we have experienced this, and personally where all we have experienced Phygital, and second is, have your enterprises been moving towards Phygital as well? Are they enabling these experiences for your clients? Any relevant experience you want to share? Or personally, I'm sure each of you would have experienced at least once such kind of, not in full form, but to certain extent, right? Okay, let me give you one example. What I envision, right? So tomorrow I have a flight at say 5 a.m. I need to go to my app, I need to book it, and I need to sort of, then I need to, so basically I have to leverage different apps. So say the ticket is in my inbox, I have a system that sort of reads that email and auto books that cab for you, sort of knows how far you live from the airport, and sort of books that cab for you on time, and also gives you that reminder, auto reminder that your cab has been booked, you have to be ready by this time. How does this experience feel? Again Phygital, again connected, again agentic, I would say more of agentic, and that's why we are moving towards. Thank you. I'm just on time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Deepika, for the session. Let's give her a round of applause, everyone. I now request Mr. Saurabh Kumar, Head of Data and Analytics, TFM Group, to kindly felicitate Ms. Deepika. Let's hear a round of applause for Ms. Deepika Singh, AVP Genpact. So thank you so much, Deepika, for the session. Thank you, Saurabh, for doing the honors.